again. Looking at the market, and it's been a good one. S&P 500, the Nasdaq 100. We got to talk about what's happening here. Now, we had some big news overnight. We had CPI. Now, the Fed has said the concerns, right, and the expectation of raising rates based on the struggles of core inflation. But now, we got to talk about it. Inflation, core CPI, year over year, down 0.2, from 5% down to 4.8, month over month at 0.2. We are cooking, people. We are cooking in the direction that ultimately we need. So it leads me to the next question of, is there a little bit of stuttering? Is there a little bit of a hiccup now with raising rates at the next meeting? Now, we had the expectation going into this that if data came out good, easy push, easy new highs would come in. And that's what's happening as we speak. We get a nice break above the level. Clearly, data comes out. We go from 15.3 basically into 15.5 flat. And that's how we end the day. But let's talk about some of the action in between the day, because I think the in-between action on the day is the most important. Nasdaq, you get your pushback down, you bounce, cool. But where things got interesting were on as an S&P 500 futures. And let me tell you, when I say this is a retest, it is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful retest of 4,500. The line in the sand. Do you see it? Break, retest, bounce, bounce, bounce. And I'm not reciting R. Kelly, people. This is what you want to see. So if we can stay above 4,500, the momentum keeps rolling in, you look really good. Okay, stock market perspective, that's what we're looking at there. Now, I will say there were some leading indicators. The Russell continues to look fantastic. You're pushing into new local highs. God bless, guys. God bless. Am I right? Proud to be an American, right? Now, we look at some of these other big indicators, such as the DXY, oil, yields. This is where we have a little bit more question marks. Now, before we go into that, to ask you to consider doing two things: liking and subscribing. Every day I make videos for you, so you are prepared, as you can see. Consider liking and subscribing, helps out tons. The Discord link is down below if you are interested. We go over what we're trading, how we're trading, why we're trading it. We do webinars. There's education there as well. But if you're brand new to trading, I don't think a Discord is the answer. I would really just get involved with learning, either from our channel. You can go to our channel, go over to channels. When you go to our main channel, it's our private channels, me and Jay's, where it's all education. As well, you go to our website. Again, you go to the homepage, hover over, go to education. Boom, it's all there for you for free. Potato, tomato. We don't sell a course, right? It's all there for you to learn on your own. But if you do want to get around like-minded traders, people that are doing this every day, Discord may be for you. And I will say the past few days have been good to us. Meta, QQQ from our boy over here. We have more people just clearly just printing on this action here. Don went absolutely Rambo 6 Siege over here, busting through the doors. Bank of America, the list goes on. So again, check it out. Do what you got to do. Now, going into some of this action, I think the most impressive thing here you got to watch for is ES in particular. The break and reclaim of 4,500, very, very impressive, especially if we can make a new local high. Okay, that's what I am watching for. Can we make a new high breaking back over? That'd be the confirmation we're looking for. For the not so good side of today, volume came out better. You had a lot of after hours volume, but we'll take it. 91 million, good breakout volume. Would love to see 100, but we'll still take it. I want to see if continued volume flows in tomorrow as well. Now, again, the area that I want to spend a little bit of time here, okay, I'm going to go over some stocks I'm liking at the end of the video, so relax, okay, relax. I'm going to do it. The dollar. Now, the dollar going down usually leads to a risk on perspective because you don't want to hold your cash. You put it in either assets, commodities, etc. So you're dropping, basically free falling down. You broke the major support. Everyone's been saying the dollar's bullish. Well, congratulations. You played yourself for the 10th time. Maybe you should have just paid close attention. The other area of the market that's interesting where we're at is oil. Oil is bouncing. It's worth mentioning, as you can see here, oil is not bouncing as strong as the rest of the economy. You can also see if we put on the overlay, pay close attention, right? I'm going to put in Qs and I'm going to put in SPY. I want you to notice something that's very common here. Okay, as we look, all these bounces are taking place on oil when you're going to get bounce on SPY and Qs primarily. Okay, you dip down, dip down, dip down. You're bouncing with. Understand that. Now, what's bouncing more, obviously, and holding its value, assets, specifically in equities, SPY and Qs, clearly. Also, people are asking about the rebalancing. I don't care about the rebalancing, people. I don't care. Is that going to change how much the NVIDIA went up, AMD went up, Apple, Microsoft? Congratulations. You're just going to tweak some things that it looks better for you. Don't care. Could care less. But looking at oil, I want to see if we can hold this downtrend clearly here. I think people are jumping to conclusions when we look at XLE with it breaking out. Again, crude oil more important than looking at what's happening with some of these equities here in particular. Going into yields. Yields, once again, some more downside here. I think you have a lot more downside that has to come here if you're getting excited. But we're seeing the correlation happening with yields of what we expected with good data. With good data, you expected there to be more question marks surrounding raising rates once again. Because if core inflation is dropping, then you expect, or they have an actual logical reason to not be hammering the hike button in the short term at the very least. Definitely worth looking at, definitely worth considering. I want to see more downside here on the yields, but again, step in the right direction. Also, if your 10-30-year inversion dropping pretty quick, which is good and what you want to see. You want to see the 30-year dropping slower than the shorter term yields, more indicative of a healthier market. Okay, now the one area that I will say is also a concern, and people keep saying, Tyler, are you disconnecting the fact that the market, there's some unhealthy aspects happening here? I am not. What you're seeing with USD JPY, and I'm going to have to make a longer dated video on this because this is actually concerning, but I just don't want to go into detail with it because people are going to like hyperventilate, panic, and not really understand. There is a going trend happening globally. When you see the dollar losing traction and commodities losing traction, it typically leads to a risk on perspective. But we have this inflation issue still there. You're seeing money going into equities right now, but you're also seeing a lot of money flowing into the Japanese yen because it's the most and kind of only stable economy right now. They're actually the only country that's kind of inviting inflation into their economy because it'll help them grow because their inflation is so low. So that's important to realize that this happening isn't the greatest thing. It's just that you got to take what you can get here. So I am monitoring what's happening with the yen. I don't want to see the DXY just get obliterated because that could have some pretty, backhanded effects on the U.S. economy. So definitely watching USD JPY has some underlying effects. And, if people are dumping their money in this, it definitely should cause you to be a little bit concerned. So, again, stocks I'm liking, round 3, 4, I don't even know. Got the hiccups today. Number 1, what did we say yesterday? Meta, let me tell you. I'm licking my lips because I'm excited. I am excited, right? To look at Meta, you got to go deeper. You got to go deep into the thinking here. You're above your 304 level, right? Mounted above it as well. You go to the 5-minute chart of the day, break, mount, push back up into highs. Meta, I'm telling you right now, I don't want to do too much more TA on this. I personally believe going into earnings, you are on the pathway into all-time highs. I'm just saying it right now. You have like $80 still to go, so I don't want to go crazy. But I've been saying it since 289. Meta is on a warpath. I think their earnings are going to be outstanding. All eyes on Meta's earnings, but I still like them to the upside. Target now is around 315 and then around 330. Absolutely love them. Meta to the moon. Big, huge fan here. Next up, we have CRM, some of these cloud names. Congratulations if you played these. J Ream, shout out in Discord. So J Ream called this bad boy out a few days ago. You can actually see, we're going to go over to J Ream zone. So back here, where were we at? He got into CRM 220s on June 29th. He started buying, as you can see right here. Let me open the browser. We're going to scroll over. Around 211. I think he bought a little bit more down at 208. Obviously, those went just straight bananas, straight crazy, loco, moco. So that was crazy. CRM still doing it. Cloud names obviously killing it. He has some gap fills coming in as well. Very excited about cloud. NVIDIA, and I don't know if people expect this one to be on the list. A few days ago, I mentioned what was happening with the AVGO. Now, obviously, AMD is the one I have. I have AMD dated, and I'm sitting very comfortably here. Couldn't be happier. But I think NVIDIA is definitely telling. How many people have been telling you short NVIDIA? I'm not going to name any names. Mike Schwartz, these bozo channels out there, they're pushing this agenda that semiconductors have to dump. They have to drop. They're uneducated about what's happening here. We're not looking at the earnings statements. We're not looking at the expectations. We're not looking at upcoming contracts. We're not looking towards the future. We're stuck in the past, and we're not looking at the data that's in front of us. And that's why you use supply and demand, volume, and price action, because it tells you what's happening right now. And what we know about NVIDIA is it's the most bullish stock on the market. Simple as that. Maybe AVGO could give it a run for its money. Clear higher lows here since earnings. Clear. Some of the easiest higher lows of all time. And you're trying to break out again. Again, AVGO going crazy as well. Semiconductors are heating up once again. Absolutely beautiful. Semiconductors going for the break as well. AMD, I'm telling you, this thing really has room. Congratulations if you got in this with me. Still looks good and probably giving you some of the better entry opportunities. Over 117, confirmation pushing back into like 130-ish in my opinion. Next up, Google. I'm going to tell you right now, over the next 6 months, I do believe right now, AMD, Google have so much inherent value, and Amazon. Those three names. But Google and AMD specifically. Guys, I'm telling you right now, just so much value on these names as we are looking at this. Keep it on your radar. Love it. I love the consolidation. I love the pullback. We got in down at 116. I'm happy here. Still some great names. So again, even though you've missed the run maybe on Meta and NVIDIA and some of these other names, more names are just creeping in. Better opportunities, right? Tesla. Dude, absolutely perfect. Right down into 264, almost to the tick. 265. Perfect. Bouncing up. Tesla, looking good as well. If you get back over 273.5, that's your confirmation, right? So that's where we're at. That's what we're looking for. Again, keep them on your radar. Favorite names out there right now. Again, if you have questions, comment down below. But as of right now, we look good. We look set up. Looks, like you're wanting to creep and push back into local highs. The next level here when it comes to the Nasdaq is around 15.7, 15.75. That's my next big test for us. If you looked in the newsletter, it's also going to be in there for you. ES as well. 45.50 is this next really big level coming in there as well. Again, all the areas are turning out just like they were in the newsletter. So make sure you're paying close attention. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.